Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, our focus today is about the fight against corruption with the change and the leadership of the EFCC. What does that portend? Well, Chibuzor Ezike joins us. He's a legal practitioner from Abuja. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. Let's straight away get into this because practitioners, legal practitioners too, when you talk about practice directions, because I mean, when they go to court to challenge some of this and then prosecution, a lot is hinged on prosecution. But many also think that the leadership is equally important. How important is that for you, that there's a new leader at the helm of affairs, and as such, it may just bring something different to this whole fight?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. For President, welcome them. It is interesting. There's a change in the leadership of the EFCC, and all the allegations surrounding the removal of the immediate past chairman of the commission, and the appointment of an insider who also was a part of the activities of commission when the past chairman was there. It is an interesting thing. The insider being appointed, who knows in and out of the commission, is a good omen to this country. And it's also important for us to point out the fact that the removal of the EFCC chairman shows that the present leadership of the government, I mean the leadership of the president, has a listening ears to the yearning of the Nigerians, because EFCC, being one of the important anti-corruption agencies created by the laws of this country to fight corruption, cannot be allowed the number one person of that commission to be tainted with allegation of corruption. So the removal of the EFCC chairman, as I said earlier, is a welcome development in the sense that now that he's outside, he has stepped aside by his removal to face the allegation leveled against him, to defend himself if he has documents or all the facts that he can bring on table to face and clear himself of the allegation. And also, this is a clear indication to other persons who head anti-corruption agencies that have been alleged of have committed one crime or the other. The instances are bound. I can give instances of the publication on the This Day newspaper on Monday, I think page 6, where we've learned that a local governmental organization has gone to court also to ask the court to mandate the EFCC to prosecute the CCT chairman, also on corruption allegation. I can say this development in this country presently is a welcome development, and this shows that this government is ready to fight corruption.
You know, when you say it's they're listening to the yearnings of Nigerians, was there any cry from Nigerians that he be removed in the first instance, the EFCC chairman?
There is. There is. If you look at the pages of the newspaper in the recent days, it has been awash with the call from different quarters for the removal of EFCC chairman based on the petition before the Senate, which was filed by one Izudo from Cross River or Kwebon State, stating that the EFCC chairman has diverted over 1.3 trillion of the recovered assets from those who in the past faced the trial, corrupt charges and trial. And Nigerians were aware of that. They read it in papers. It were also discussed in the media, both electronic and the newspapers, where this issue of integrity and the position of EFCC, there was even an issue where the Ministry of Justice directed EFCC to investigate the allegation against the chairman, and Nigerians complain. How can you
allow me comment here, Mr. Ezike. You're a lawyer, because Chamberlain started by asking some of the, let's bring it to the domain of the legal profession so that you can look at some of these issues critically and see how they can better be managed. Away from the hue and cry, which you say we are in the electronic and print media about removal, which is, for some, it is debatable. Looking at the meat of this particular issue, fighting corruption, and you say some of those that have been mentioned or petitions written against such people, they must answer to such. You've already given us some instance. How can the judiciary help here? Because if you look at it, over the years, this has always been the bane. People put it that the judiciary hasn't been able to help in that regard. Don't forget that the president at the NBA conference did say that lawyers should also help in the fight. How best do you think lawyers like yourself can help the country in the fight against corruption?
Okay. Thank you very much. There's no way we can succeed. When I say we, I mean Nigerians and the present government in the fight of corruption without the input of the judiciary and the members of the bar. Because it is important. The Constitution is very, very clear on the innocence of any citizen of this country who have been alleged of committed any offense until contrary is proved. And this will now bring me to an issue. For one to be convicted, first the person must face trial. And there's no way there will be a trial without the courts, which is the judiciary, and the lawyers, which provide both prosecution and defense. And also, the legal practitioner has his own rules, legal practitioners' rules of professional conduct that guides a lawyer in the defense of his claims, the limit he can go. He cannot go extra mile, he cannot go outside the law, or bring an evidence which he knows will mislead the court in arriving at the just determination of the case.